Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to start a new concept which is called linear simultaneous equations. You might have heard about how to solve the linear equations, right? But if when you see two linear equations or three linear equations, so there are certain methods of solving it. So one of the method which we use for solving the simultaneous equation is called substitution method. Another method is called elimination method. This is one of my favorite as well, because this will make the equations and the calculation look much more easier. So it is the best method which I would suggest you to go ahead with. And third method is called graphical method, for which you can use your graphing calculators or Desmos or whatever you like. So let's start one by one. How do we solve these sort of equations? So firstly, we are going to follow the first method, which is called substitution method. So let's just understand it in a deeper way. What is exactly the substitution is? See, the name itself says everything. I always say that. Reason being, substitution stands for the thing that you're substituting in, right? Substituting means you're taking one equation's part and putting it in the second equation, right? So let's just understand it. What exactly is this? I'm taking a example for this because the better way to make you guys understand this is by using an example. Suppose these two equations are given to you guys, right? So how do we solve it now? See, y is automatically equals to something, right? So this is your first equation and this is your second equation. I am finding my first equation is much more simpler and automatically in that way that I can substitute it in y, right? So what I'm going to do is I am taking the second equation and putting the y's value, this y's value which is here in this. So that means I'm putting a bracket here because that's a binomial term for the y equation. So it is x plus 5 here, right? Which is equal to 1. So if you solve it now, your whole equation is in the form of x. So it is very easy to solve it for x now. As you can see, there is a minus sign outside the bracket. So we need to change the inside sign like this, right? It will increase one more step for you, right? Now your answer is this 1 plus 5 here, which is going to give you 6 divided by 2, right? That is going to give you 3 as a solution, right? You can cancel this and you easily get a 3. Now you already have the value of x here. Now you use this equation, and substitute your x value in it. This is going to give you the y solution, which is 8. Look how simple is this. Easily you're getting two answers by substituting, right? Let's take one more example to make a better understanding of it. I'm solving it with the same method. Suppose we are taking minus negative 2y plus x is equals to 5. This is my first equation. Second equation is x is equal to 7 plus 3y. This is my second equation. Now here I'm finding that if you look at properly, right? So you are finding that x is automatically in terms of y, which is already given in the question. Now I am using the second equation and plugging in the first one, right? So it's negative 2y addition. This is 7 plus 3y. It is always a safer thing to put a bracket here when you have two binomial terms, right? It is much more easier way to execute the answers, right? So the answer will be easily coming out to be like this, right? So 2y and 3y, negative 2y and 3y is going to give you a y, and this is 5 minus 7, which is negative 2. So this is one solution here. Now I am putting this y solution in the second one because I plugged this equation in the first one, right? You're not going to use the same equation twice, right? So that's why I'm taking a different one here. So it's negative 7 plus 3 times negative 2, which is going to give you 7 minus 6, which is 1. So these are the solutions. I hope you understand this method. This is a very easy method to understand it, right? Now let's come to another question. Or maybe we can try some of the elimination questions here. Let's use the elimination method this time. In elimination method, see, eliminate means just reduce it. Eliminate is reduce, right? You eliminate one term, then you're getting the second term. So which is like this. Suppose we are also taking an example of it. Let's take an example. 3x plus 2y is equal to 5. This is the first equation again, and the second one is x minus 2y equals to 3. This is my second equation. Now you have to decide that whether you want to eliminate x or y in this question, right? So if I want to eliminate y, which is looking much more simpler, right? Because I can see that I am already having a 2y and a 2y, both are same along with the same coefficients, right? Variable and coefficients are same, and there is an opposite sign, so that's a plus point here, right? So how do we solve it now? We are simply going to add these two equations, right? As they have two main things. One is they have the same coefficient and variable. Second is they have opposite sign, which is also a very important thing. Otherwise you have to introduce a negative sign, which I will further discuss it. But if you see something like this with the opposite sign, the same variable, same coefficient, then we are definitely going to add it, and this simply going to cancel out, right? Plus 2y negative 2y is going to cancel and give you a 0, right? Similarly here we have 3x and 1x, right? It is becoming 4x is equals to 8. So x is coming out to be 2, right? Look how easy is this. You're simply getting a very quick answer here, right? Now it is your choice that you want to use the first equation or the second equation, right? But I would suggest you to go with the simpler one. So I am finding the second equation is much more simpler for me. So I am plugging the second equation into this, right? So that means negative 2y equals to 3. Here I'm going to calculate the value for y. So it is 2 negative 3, and I'm shifting this 2y thing on the right side to make it positive, right? So it is y coming out to be negative 1 over 2. That's your final answer for this, right? Always highlight your solutions. This will give your teacher a better understanding that you're simply getting these two solutions as a final result, right? Let's just take one more example for this. Suppose if your question is 3x plus 2y is equal to 8, and 2x minus 3y equals to 1, right? So this is my first equation, this is my second equation, right? But now I gave you 2 points that it should have same variable and coefficient. Okay, so I cannot see that. See, these are opposite ones. Here it is 2, here it is 3, right? 2 and 3. So there is a combination of 2 and 3 on both in x and y's, right? Now I have to make the same coefficient in this, right? This is a very important step. As I can see, my second point is already valid for y, right? As I'm saying, just I'm making it more clear to you people that I had said that same coefficient and variable, right? If it does not have that, please make it. Okay, I'll tell you how do we make it. And second thing, I said that it should have opposite sign, right? So I can see the opposite sign is already here with this, right? This is plus and this is minus, right? So this is a plus point for me, right? Now what I'm supposed to do here, I am going to make these things which have the equal coefficients as well. So I am eliminating y in this, right? So I'm multiplying this whole equation with 3 and this whole equation with 2, so that I'm easily getting a 6y in both the places, right? With the opposite sign, right? So I'm multiplying, see this bracket shows that we are multiplying it with the whole thing, right? So that means if it is if I'm multiplying it, so this is going to give you, the first equation is giving you 9x plus 6y equals to 24. Second equation is going to give you 4x minus 6y equals to 2, right? Now you can check that your equation actually transforms, right? Now you can easily see that if you add these are going to cancel out, right? So your final solution for this is going to be 13x is equal to 26. So x is coming out to be 26 divided by 13, which is going to give you a 2, right? This is also an easier one, but make sure that you're making the same variable and same coefficient at one time. It is depending on you people whether you want to take x or y, right? But you need to eliminate one thing in this, right? Second step is that you will take the original equations in consideration to put this 2 in it, right? So whether you take this one or this one, I am still preferring the second one in this case, because I'm finding that the calculation will be little more easier for me, right? So always check your priorities, right? If you find anything to be little more simpler, go ahead with that, right? It will save your time as well in the exam. So this is going to cancel out and it is going to give you a straight 1. That's how it should be, right? So I hope you understand this one as well. There must be some questions in which you won't see the opposite sign, right? So for that opposite sign, you have to make it on your own, right? How do we make it? We'll be multiplying with a negative number as well in it, right? So let's just take one more question. Suppose I'm taking 8x plus 4y equals to 460 and 6x plus 7y equals to 485. So these two are very different equations, right? I can see the variables, the same variable, but no same coefficients, right? So it is the first step to make the coefficient positive, and the second step is also not valid here, right? Not valid in the sense ki we can easily check that these are not giving you the opposite sign, because both x are positive and both y's are positive here, right? So firstly you need to decide which one you want to cancel out, right? Which one you want to eliminate. Okay, suppose I want to eliminate y again in this case, right? So I'll be multiplying it, the whole equation, with a 7, right? Because 4 7, they have no common factor in it, so I have to multiply it with the whole number, right? And this equation with a negative 4. Why I'm taking negative? Because I have to make the opposite sign here, right? Either you multiply the first one with a negative 7 and the second one with a 4, right? Both options are valid, right? So this is your option 1 and this is your option 2. Okay, so here I'm going to follow my option 1, which I wrote earlier, right? So I'm multiplying these things. So it is giving me 56x plus 28y is equal to 3220. Okay, and the second equation is going to give me negative 24x negative 28y equals to negative 1940. Okay, now you add it again, right? You can simply see that these are going to cancel out, right? So this is going to give you a 32x is equal to 1280. Yeah, so x is giving you 1280 divided by 32, which is going to give you a 40, right? So this is the solution for x, right? Now, as I already said, use either of the equation and plug this x value in it to get your y solution. So I'm taking the first one this time. So it is 8 times 40 plus 4y equals to 460, right? So this is giving you 320 plus 4y equals to 460. So 4y is equal to 460 minus 320, right? So this is going to give me a 140 divided by 4. So y is coming out to be 30. I'm so sorry. This is 35. So that's your y solution, right? I hope you understand it. I hope you like it. If you have any query, then you can just comment in the inbox and I can answer you. Okay. Have a nice day. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel for further more interesting topics. Thank you so much. Take care.